Hey everyone, my name is Wedge. Our Best of the Rest series is winding down, but we're not quite done yet. In this video, we're going to talk about the rest of the green cards not individually spoiled in Magic Origins. If this color is anything like most of the others, we're in store for some great stuff. Let's get into it. Ariel Valley is 1 green mana for an instant. It deals 3 damage divided as you choose among 1, 2, or 3 target creatures with flying. Alright, well, we get to start the day off with a flying specific green fireball of sorts. This is absolutely going to blow out anyone using Thopters and Limited, that's for sure. Super cheap and hoses flyers. It's great sideboard tech. You'll be able to get these late in each pack, so grab them up there. I just feel the need to mention that Elvish Visionary is back. I love this card. It is a 2-mana 1/1, which is notoriously a bad thing, but hey, it draws a card, and it's an elf, and it draws a card. I can't help but have a soft spot in my heart for it. Visionary, it draws a card. Gather the Pack is 2 mana for a sorcery. Reveal the top 5 cards of your library. You may put a creature card from among them into your hand, put the rest into your graveyard. It also has Spell Mastery. If it's triggered, put up to 2 creature cards into your hand instead of 1. Interesting. Like Scout the Borders before this and Grizzly Salvage before that, this type of card is exclusively used in graveyard interaction strategies. No reason to use it outside of that. One nice thing though is that the milled cards might trigger Spell Mastery for you in the future, but even then, this card is really only good when you can utilize the cards you just discarded. Hitchclaw Recluse is 3 mana for a 1/4 spider with reach. No bells and whistles on it, and it isn't as big as Giant Spider, but it's a filler creature. It'll block flyers for days. In this format, it's going to take a while for a flyer to get to 4 power normally. Nice wall to help you stem some bleeding. Jiraga Invocation is 4 colorless and 2 green for a sorcery. Each creature you control gets +3/+3 until end of turn, and must be blocked this turn if able. This is going to function very much like Predatory Rampage most of the time. By forcing your opponent to block, you're essentially board wiping them as long as you have a decent enough board position yourself. That's what makes this card eh. You need to have board presence for this to have any real effect. If your deck is going super wide though, I could see this in it. Again, only in that deck. This card is really hit or miss. Llanowar Empath is 4 mana for a 2/2 elf shaman. Whenever it enters the battlefield, scry 2, then reveal the top card of your library. If it's a creature card, put it into your hand. Very cool reprint from Future Sight. I like this a lot for limited play. Sure, a 4 mana 2/2 is nothing to get excited about, but if you're running a creature heavy deck, which you probably are since you're in green, that scry 2 then pseudo draw is going to be awesome. Card advantage is always valuable, remember that. Orchard Spirit is back. Very cool, a reprint from Innistrad. It's basically a 3 mana 2/2 flyer. It technically isn't, but come on, it pretty much is. And it dodges flying hate if that's a thing against you. Also awesome. Not a fancy card in any way, but a decent filler for a deck. Just don't try to block flyers with it, that won't go well. Frika's Disciple is 4 mana for a 2/3 Centaur Warrior with Death Touch and Renown 1. If it weren't for Death Touch, I'd just say this is another boring Centaur card, but it has Death Touch, which means that Centaur tribal deck that's totally a thing gets another piece. Plus, it's great in Limited because Death Touch makes every creature great in Limited. The combo of Death Touch and Renown is dirty, by the way. They don't want to block this, so it gets pumped. It's nice. Somberwald Alpha is 4 mana for a 3/2 wolf. Whenever a creature you control becomes blocked, it gets +1/+1 until end of turn. You can also pay 1 colorless and 1 green to give target creature you control trample until end of turn. Oh wow, this is a wolf that gives Bushido. Talk about crossing planes. I love this for limited. It's an absolute bomb. It gives you a pseudo combat trick every time one of your creatures becomes blocked. That is amazing. The pure board pressure this card creates is unreal. It is a legitimate bomb in the limited format, one of the best uncommons for sure. Undercity Troll is 2 mana for a 2/2 troll with Renown 1, and you can pay 3 to regenerate it. Nothing special, but it's a 2/2 for 2 that can become a 3/3 if your opponent has nothing to play or doesn't want to block it. Regenerate can come in handy late game when you have excess mana as well. Nothing to write home about, but this will go much earlier in draft than a lot of the cards. Renown and another ability will do that. Wild Instincts is 4 mana for a sorcery. Target creature you control gets +2/+2 until end of turn. It fights target creature an opponent controls. Yes, this is removal. You play removal, I play removal. I don't care that it's 4 mana, whatever. We haven't been seeing a lot of removal, and green barely gets any to begin with. This is a priority card. It's removal. Removal. And that's all we have for the rest of the green cards in this set. What do you think about the rest of what green has to offer? You like the color, think it's lacking something? I honestly wish there was just one more piece of common removal that wasn't specific to just artifacts or enchantments. A lot of that going around. Anyways, let me know what you think in the comments. We also have a bonus best of the rest coming later today on the rest of the artifacts and multicolored cards in the set, so look out for that. As always, subscribe for the latest and most reliable Magic Origins spoiler information you could ever need. This is the Manosaurus, I'm Wedge, thanks for watching, we'll see you next time.
Wow.